I'll also have to check level. The top plate coming up and brackets. I'll be making L brackets to anchor this a whole lot better. Right now I'm just going to do something like this. Hopefully this won't split. Oop. Here's the first one. You can see the beam's going to drop right into here. That'll keep it positioned center all the way across. That way my rafters can go in and be pretty consistent for the most part. I mean, this building's not perfectly square. I think I'm off at least a ½ inch. I think I'm perfect down below. I just think somehow in putting them up, the upper part's kind of out of whack, though it doesn't look like it. But according to my measurements, when I put my flooring in, I came out a little off, and I feel like the boards aren't off. I feel like it's something else is going on here, but I can work around it. Welcome back. It's Monday morning, and I'm going to start on the top plates. Yesterday I got the center post up on both sides. This morning I went down and measured. This is some older boards. Probably all the shrinking's done in them. But this one's really long. I got to cut it shorter. And I got to take them down to a certain width. That'll be perfect for these. I'll check my widths here before I cut. And get these things all brought down to size. Then I'll cut them to length. And we'll start installing them. And they should overhang see how this looks butted up here. Hi, how you guys doing? Huh? How's my Cooper? Uh-huh. And my Sage. Don't be jealous. There goes your toy. right, I spared you from me squaring this up, basically. What I am doing is I'm talking about the way I square up my logs and figure out what I'm going to get out of it. There's pretty much two ways to look at it. One would be if it's for a profit, you're probably going to keep a round log and you're going to map out what I did in doing the bare minimum to where maybe you can get a 1x3 out of here, which I don't need. So my goal was I just cut it to get everything squared up and trued. Then I figure out what I need. That's the way I do it. So in this case, I need some 2x6s or 1.5 by 5.5 is what I think they'll be. Actually 1 3/4. They're actually 1.75 because I'm doing top plates. I need two at 1.75 right now by 5.5 inches wide, and that'll work for me here because I am, even though I got round corners here, my narrowest area looks like if I go through this and look at all the narrow areas, I'm coming up with 7 inches. Then it gets way wider down here. So I can get what I need out of this, no problem. And what I'll do is I'll cut this to 1.75 inches, just a hair over, so I can plane it if I need to. I don't think I'll need to. It's actually a pretty sharp blade. It's one I've sharpened and it's fresh. So I think I'll go ahead and cut 2 of them off this side. That should get rid of all of this, except for right on this side maybe a little bit, but that's okay. I got to flip it and start working all these other areas until it's perfectly square. But I'll do that producing wood that I need for the rest of this, the loft build we'll call it, but it's also including the roof structure. So I had somebody ask me about it and I wanted to talk about it. I mean, you could sit here and map it all out with a straight edge and a pencil if you wanted to. I'm not going to. That's not how I do it. And I was asked how I do it. I just visualize and measure as I go. That's what I do. I'm not trying to do production. I'm not trying to make money. I'm just trying to produce the most materials of what I need. I'm not just trying to produce the most materials of anything I can get out of this. And that's, I think, is the difference in probably the question, is just the fact that if you're trying to do production to make money, there's a whole different attitude towards how you're going to do it. It's making the most out of that wood for, let's say, resale. In my case, I'm not selling anything. All right, I just want to get that out of there and let you guys know how I do this. I know some of you probably understand it if you are people that mill. So let's get at it. If you can see it, I got a mark right here. I'll put a little arrow here to my line. Barely legible, but I'm going to try to cut just below the line. It'll seem pretty thick, but I need it pretty thick. So that's going to get my upper loft walls all even, because I used different thicknesses that I had made without worrying about planing them earlier. So now I'm at the last board that's got to go in, and I want to make sure that I compensate for the height and make sure it's correct. So when I put the roof on, there's less of a problem making the materials. So yesterday I managed to get all the posts up running down the building this way. So next project was going to be to put this ridge beam up to my left, but I'm going to go ahead and before doing that, I determined I need at least cut 24 2x8s for my rafters. I'm going to cut them a little longer than I need, so about 12.5 feet is what I'm going to cut them to. But what I really need is about 11'8". But I want to make sure I have extra. I'm going to make sure there's about a 12-inch tail on all of them. So I'm going to have a 12-inch overhang. And I've got my deck roof figured out, what I'm going to do with it, but that's not going to happen right away either. We got rains coming next week, about midweek. So I need to get, I'm hoping I can get all the rafters up before that rain comes so I can tarp it and protect it. And that's kind of the goal right now. As far as materials for roofing it, I can't do that till later. I got a lot of work that I can do in here this winter for like the window frames. I got to build those, so I got to see what I have that's not warped and is good. I put a bunch of wood under here months ago that I had cut that still needs to be cut down, but so I could make window frames. I got to bring in the windows and get them all in here, and they're big and heavy, so I'm half tempted to take them apart up there or pull my flatbed trailer over and grab them, which I'll do a little video on that too. At the moment, I got a big beam down here I got to move. I got to figure out where I'm going to put it because I don't want to use it right now. It's 6 inches wide by about 14 inches tall. So I can't really get the materials I want out of it because if I go like dimensional lumber, 2x8 is truly a 1.5 by 7.25. I will probably cut them oversized because they're going to shrink. So I'll probably do a, I'm not worried about the 1.5. I'll stay with that. Might do a 1.75 actually. Yeah, I might do a 1.75 by a 7.50. So add a 1/4 inch to each one. They're going to shrink more than that, I'm sure. But that'll alleviate some of it so they don't shrink too beyond. I want them at least 7 inches. Be some materials I need to buy, some hurricane ties. I think they're called hurricane ties. So it's a little bracket that's got a twist in it so you can anchor them. So I am going to use that kind of stuff too. And well, without further ado, let's get to work. Okay, this was a tough spot to get into. It's pretty steep, so it's gonna be fun pulling this out, but this is not a huge log. I got another one behind me over here. Both of these need to come out and be used. They're both a little bit smaller, but I think I can get most, if not all, of my rafters I need out of these, which I want at least to cut 24 of them. And let's see here. Start with this log, of course. And drop on me, so I'm going to put the chain under it. I thought it'd drop more than that. So this beam is 7.5 inches wide, which is a quarter wider than, you know, what you'd buy in the store. It's probably going to lose 3/8 to a half inch in width, but I'm okay with that. That's considered a 2x8. So I'm probably going to get at least 10 of them out of this. We'll see. I didn't measure the height. I'm just looking at them and going, oh, maybe 10. Probably less. I'm probably over guesstimating. We'll find out. I have a feeling I'm going to have to bring up 2 more logs to come up with what I need, which is at least, I want at least 24 to 28 of the 2x8s sitting here ready to roll. Well, I need to remove at least 3 of these. I don't have enough room for the mill head. And it looks like I got 4 sitting here that are cut. Looks like I can get 3 more, maybe 2 only, but I think I can get 3 more. So between 6 and 7. Then over here, I can make 4 more, between 10 and 11 total. So that means 2 more logs for sure got to come up. Not the greatest boards. This one turned out pretty good. I mean, there's just that little bit of bark. Good morning. It's Thursday morning. As you can see, I've got my 2x8s all milled. I have 24 of them here. I think that's going to be enough. If I need more, I can make them pretty easily. They're already drying out from overnight. So today I'm going to go over here and restring my cable system so that I can put a pulley on there, or even 2 of them, because I found my other ones, and take the pulleys and hook them up to that ridge beam and pull that ridge beam on up, and we'll get it placed on those posts that I put up, all 3 of them. Today though, I need to get water. I need to go to the store, get some groceries. Concentration today, at least at this point, is just to get that ridge beam up. That'll be my goal for today, because I've got this other stuff I've got to do too. I mean, I really need to get a bunch of water up here again. My 55-gallon drum for watering my plants is empty, so I need water for that. And then my 100-gallon tank in here is getting low. I really need to get it stocked up with water too. So before the adverse weather comes, I'd like to get them topped off and then keep them topped off. I've been letting it run down because I want fresh water in there. You know, I don't want stagnant water to get topped off all the time. So I guess we'll get busy right now moving that cable. If I could just make one more run. Do not like it. Should be able to get up above this branch here. There we go. Thank God that was there. What I'd like to do. Oh shit. I'm trying to get it to wedge in a little. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. height. Hard parts it slipped into the thing a little bit wrong. I'm hoping I can move it. Come on. So I just wanted to show you, I noticed when I was editing the video, I didn't really show that I've got everything up. I've got the end post anchored. They won't move anymore like they did before. It's solid, completely solid. I do need to anchor the beam sill. I haven't anchored it yet, but I will. I'll be running 8-inch, no, I think they're 10-inch bolts that I have. I don't think they're up here. Oh yeah, they are. I picked these up off of Amazon. They're a little more affordable. They come in a 40 pack. So anyways, that's what I'll be anchoring with. They're structural. So I got a bunch of them. I got 5 of them here, and I've got 40 more of them sitting below. Did not get the rafters up, obviously. I'm going to clean up here. I'm going to get this cable stuff all pulled out, all of my hoists out of the way, and probably start on that this weekend. I'm going to finish up the video today. I got to go down and finish up getting water. Takes a lot of trips to get to bring the water up, you know, at 40 gallons at a time. So I got to do that today. I'm not going to film any of that. I've done that before. So today's just kind of a catch-up day. I do need to start getting things prepped for winter. So I've got all that scrap down there to clean up, and that's firewood. And boy, the little chipmunks aren't going to be happy anymore because I'm going to be taking away their play area. But it's September. This is when I clean this stuff up and get it ready. Those little guys play in the woodpile all day long. A whole bunch of little cute little chipmunks. All right then. Thanks again for watching this week. Next week, I have to get these rafters up. So we'll get to work on those next week. You'll see that. And I can put a tarp over it for now. I'll make it so that I can take it off so I can start putting milling boards and start putting boards up. I want to get the boards on it and then throw the tarps on it before winter snows arrive. And then if all goes well, after I get things cleaned up, if I have time, I'm going to start milling wood and start putting wood on the sides. And all that is going to be the backboarding before the wrap goes on. And I would really like to get that in place as much as possible. So please come back, visit. If you liked any of the video, give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't commented, go ahead and give me a comment. Well, you saw my trials and tribulations. Boy, that was a real task, getting that beam up by myself. And I'll tell you, if it was any bigger of a beam, I couldn't have done it by myself. I don't have any big trees here. I have one tree over to my right, nothing to my left that I could have utilized to hoist it on up with. And nothing right in line. At any rate, so no matter what, it would have been a challenge, even with a bigger beam. This beam is supported in all 3 spots. I have no worries at all about its integrity. It will handle any snow load up here. And nicely, I can walk under this thing with head clearance. So all across this section here, I'm going to have a lot of head clearance until I'm about right here, and then it's just going to probably touch my head. So, I mean, there's going to be a lot of room. These raised walls are definitely going to be a back saver when it comes to storing stuff up here. So, yeah, I'm pretty excited about this. It's coming out really nice. The floor looks excellent. It turned out beautiful. It's screwed down, so it's not going to buckle on me and stuff. The bottom floor's done some more cupping since I installed it. So what's going to happen is I'm going to have to, all those square nails, I'm going to have to punch them down. And eventually I got to sand out that floor. So there's a smooth floor there. But that's not a big deal to me. I can live with it for now. All right, thank you. See you next week. Bye-bye.